Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
I'm Will Leggetter.
And it is time for our second Meryl film in Heartburn, 1986?
Sure. 86.
See, there we go. Wunderkind that I am. 1986. It's directed by Mike Nichols, the incomparable Mike Nichols. This is our first Mike Nichols film.
I know nothing stays the same, but if you're willing to play the game, it's coming around again.
This is...
Is it?
This is a well that we are going to dip into multiple times. Graduate, Birdcage,
yes.
Virginia Woolf, three of my favourite films ever. I mean, The Birdcage is up there in my top 5 comedies. Graduate's in my top 10, and Virginia is, I mean, it's my favourite play ever, and I think it's an astoundingly good adaptation. But this is our first Mike Nichols film. This is Heartburn. Pardon me. Also written by Nora Ephron, which is a well that we have dipped into also with her wonderful Wenham Sally. And this is based on her real-life divorce from famous newspaperman Carl Bernstein, who you may know as one of the men that led the Watergate scandal for the Washington Post. And for those of you who only know the film, that's Dustin Hoffman. Which actually leads into a casting concept. They did offer it to Dustin Hoffman, but he declined because he'd already played Carl Bernstein. And although this isn't Carl Bernstein, this is Mark Stroman. Is it Mark Stroman? Mark Foreman, pardon me. I'm confusing it with my novels. He felt that it would be too close to the bone. And also, him and Meryl had already divorced.
Kramer.
In Kramer versus Kramer. Will, this was a virgin watch. What did you think of
it? Was. Well, of all of our Meryl Mania movies, this is the one that I enjoyed the most.
Oh, this is wonderful. Have you seen Doubt?
No.
Ooh, Doubt might. You might. Ooh.
No.
Doubt's got a lot going for it. You love Amy Adams. You love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh.
Doubt might tip you. I do. I mean, I love Heartburn. I'm not going to. And also, you haven't seen Death Becomes Her yet, have you?
No.
And that's Zemeckis, Bruce Willis, Meryl.
Don't do this to me. Don't.
We'll wait. We'll wait. I think right. I'm going to make my guess now. I think after all 6. Death Becomes Her will be your favourite, followed by this. Ooh, it depends. It depends if we're going favourite or... Because obviously Doubt's about child paedophilia. So it depends like how you want to rank it. Because you're not going to be like, yeah, I'll throw Doubt on again. Whereas Heartburn, you might... Well, anyway, we'll find out after the ranking. But yes, continue, yeah.
Richard, the other side, 2 rows back, next to the hat. Where? Don't look in an obvious way, okay?
A friend of Karen and Tom will now read from the letter to the Corinthians.
It's Mark Foreman. He writes a column in Washington.
Is he single? He's famous for it. Very single. Shh.
Love is long-suffering and kind. Love does not envy. Love does not make a vain display of itself, and does not boast, does not behave itself unseemly, bears all things, things, endures all things.
With what, Tom? With what?
With how much you enjoyed it on a first watch.
Okay. No, I absolutely. Well, I adore Jack Nicholson.
Who doesn't?
I think this is him at his best.
At his most Jack.
He's very Jack in this. Yeah, there's a lot of scenes where you see, oh, that's him from that movie. That's him from that movie.
Yeah. Even get a bit of Joker in there.
You do. You do.
Is you is or ain't you ain't my baby? And he does the smile.
And then he's like, "Can I tell you a riddle?"
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
It's a great movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's sad as well. It's very sad.
It is sad.
I asked myself a lot of questions.
Did you?
No, not.
Maybe we should have Will's big question.
Yeah, we should explain. Well, it's about divorce.
It is about divorce, yes.
But they're not the sort of questions I ask myself. I'm in a stable relationship at time of recording.
Did you? Were you doing a bit of? Would you stay if you found out?
Well, if Jack Nicholson went across the country to your dad's and begged to get you back, would you say yes?
Would you come? Would you come back? And Kevin Spacey stole your wedding ring. Were you surprised when Kevin showed up?
It's a great cameo.
Yeah, this was his second role. I can't remember which comes first. He basically was good.
See no evil.
Yeah, well, no, he did because he was good friends with Mike Nichols through the theatre scene, and so he plays a coked-up guy in Working Girl who hits on her, and then he's in this. Yeah, no, Kevin was big devotee to Kevin. Let's have a look at the Kevin. It was Heartburn first. Then he was on an episode of The Equalizer. Then he kept doing TV. Then he was in the filmed version of Long Day's Journey into Night with Jack Lemmon, which is excellent. And then Working Girl. Then See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Do you remember his character name in See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Will?
I can't, but I can remember his cyst.
Kiergo, with a K.
Oh.
Even the name's great. Yes, the incomparable Kevin Spacey showing up as a subway thief. What a great scene. What a great scene. Well, I'm sure we'll get to it. Yeah. Well, let's jump straight in. Opening line Hall of Fame.
Good.
Hi. Lovely. You can just tell from that initial hi, the chemistry that's going to ooze from this couple. And boy, does it ooze. Actually, let's throw this one in there. Which is the better Meryl divorce movie, this or Kramer versus Kramer?
I'm going to have to watch Kramer again. Just as a better comparison, because I do love it, but because this is the Virgin Watch, I'm going to be biased towards it. So I love it.
I think, they're obviously two different films.
This is funnier.
Oh, this is definitely funnier.
Yeah.
And we're also going to get to this, but why do people love? This is one of my famous pedestal things. I don't like Love Actually at all. I've never liked Love Actually. Story after story, I get annoyed. Yeah. I obviously like Hugh Grant as the Prime Minister. That's wonderful. But I think the dancing scene is cringeworthy. I don't find Martine McCutcheon funny in it. Oh shit! Oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh, cook. It's just not charming in any way. The Martin Freeman, Joanne Page, that's quite funny, I guess.
I've been told if I was a character in Love Actually, I'd be Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman railing Joanne Page.
The very polite porn star.
Yeah, and then the whole American, the guy going over to America. I got a lot of jokes when I went over to America. Ha ha ha! You like that guy in Love Actually, and. Yeah, the British thing does give you an advantage, but it just seems creepy in the film, even though he's obviously one of the women is the incomparable Betty Draper from Mad Men.
Did pack a giant rucksack of condoms when you went to?
No, I most certainly did not. The one scene, the one story that is good is obviously Emma Stone and Alan Rickman. And then I lose.
Who's she really crying about, though? Who's she really crying about?
Kenneth. What's the movie? There you go. What's quiz question? What movie did Kenneth Branagh and Helena Bonham Carter start their affair on?
I think you've asked me this before, and I forget every time.
Good question, isn't it?
It's a great question.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
There you go.
What a good, which will most certainly be a future episode. I don't know what it is about that film. That Sleepy Hollow and Sweeney Todd were like my weird thing where I just watched them a lot as a kid. Like those, specifically Sleepy Hollow, because it took a while for me to get the DVD of that. Same with Mary Shelley. I know all of the ad breaks because I used to watch it on ITV4. Like, I don't know what it is. I guess I was, I liked dark stuff as a kid. And that's continued into, one of my favorite genres is probably dark comedy, the macabre and all that stuff. I mean, as exemplified with, the 5 episodes of gushing over Inside Number 9 that we've done. And I love that dark, twisted thing. And obviously Frankenstein and Sleepy Hollow fit that perfectly. But with this, obviously, my favourite stuff in Love Actually is now lessened because of this film, because this film, A, did it first, and B, did it better.
I like Love Actually.
Yeah.
I'd rather save the Love Actually conversation when we do Love Actually, because I will make you watch it again. But all I'll say, I can't stand Keira Knightley.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah,
that's the worst bit.
How stupid is Chiwetel Ejiofor? He's more stupid than Helen Hunt's husband in Castaway. Like that 20 minutes where he comes home. It's like, can you not hear? Literally, she's got all of the maps out again on the table. We'll get to that on Castaway, but my obsession. That final 20 minutes. But
it's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. Oh, and then she runs out through the rain, but he's like, no, we can't. Painful stuff. Imagine that. Imagine being on an island that long and then coming home. And it's the dentist. It's the dentist that you talk to Wilson about.
Tom, it's always the dentist. It happened in Glee.
It's either a dentist or a rugby player. But in this Love Actually, I think I personally, I think we can talk about it in the context of Heartburn. I think this is a better reveal. The whole because then the jeweler lets it slip, obviously. And it's even more painful because it's based on poor Nora Ephron's real life. Mike Nichols said it best. He was great and a great admirer of Nora Ephron. And he said it best. He said she took the kids, moved in with her friends, cried and cried for months, wrote it all down, and made it funny. And in making it funny, she won. And I mean, hearing Mike Nichols talk about people, Mike Nichols is dead, but I wish Mike Nichols ever talked about me the way that Mike Nichols, like literally, there's a great interview with him, and somebody asked him about Meryl, because Meryl, he did this, Postcards from the Edge, Silkwood, and The Angels in America 6-hour movie. And he's like, what do you think of Meryl Streep as an actress? And he talks about it for like 30 seconds, and then he starts crying because he just admires her so much. It's honestly beautiful. You can't beat Mike Nichols. One of the best men. And also, we're neglecting to talk about his entire theatre career. This man directed the original Odd Couple, Barefoot in the Park. I think he did the Betrayal revival with Craig and Rachel Weisz. He also directed the original Spamalot. He produced Annie.
Guess who that person is?
Tell me.
Meryl Streep. Get out! That's not true.
Totally true.
Have you told her this yet?
This is just ridiculous.
This is an absolute non-stop legend. This you look at the great plays of the past 60 years, and their premieres have mostly been done by Mike Nichols, as well as a wonderful revival of Death of a Salesman with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Diane Wiest and Andrew Garfield. But Heartburn, YouTube comments. Let's see what the kids are saying about. I always say this before YouTube comments, but I don't know which kids are going to be talking about. The Joker and Cruella de Vil. Does this person think that Meryl Streep is Glenn Close? Or am I forgetting Meryl doing a Cruella de Vil?
I don't think she ever did. Emma Stone's doing it, isn't she?
Jesus Christ! What a shithouse picture. One of my famous. I say famous. It's famous within the 4 people in this house. Is the baby footage of me talking about. I'd watched 101 Dalmatians that morning. Dalmatians. And I'm at like 3 or whatever, and I just can't get my words out, and I'm like, "They baked it into the cake." I had a speech impediment as a kid. Have I ever told you this?
No.
Yeah, full-blown speech impediment. I mean, it's ironic, ha 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 ha. But it's ironic nowadays. Yeah, full-blown speech impediment. Isabel was Dizabel, the cake, and the video is. I sound like what's it called?
Pam Douve.
Not Pam Douve. Man with a golden gun. The plane. And I'm going like,
what? When he packs it with a suitcase.
Yeah, he's not Odd Job. That's Goldfinger.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, what's he? Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm going. Baked it into the cake. Baked her into the cake. And then my mother's like, "What are you saying?" He's like, "You baked into the cake." I loved that scene as a kid. Yeah. Anyway, the Joker and Cruella de Vil. Wrong. Again, not many comments on the trailer. Lots of comments on the pie scene. Would have been better if she had smashed him over the head with a vase.
Oh.
I don't know if it would. It might turn. The movie might turn a little. This is the best movie to watch after a breakup. Pie, anyone? Oh. Laurie Lummis there, throwing it out. I'm crying because she's so right. It's exactly how she says it. Living a lie once the truth is foretold is one of the most traumatizing things to do. Your soul turns numb, or it learns to live again. You were living in a dream, and now you can go off and live a new dream as the old one dies.
A dream.
Yes. Yes. So. And then the dream dies. And the dream breaks into a million tiny little pieces, which leaves you with a choice. You can either stick with it, which is unbearable, or you can just go off and dream another dream. Can I have the car keys, please? By the way, I won't be able to come to the party with Thelma.
I know. You can see in Mark's facial expressions that he knows that Rachel's talking about him and something's about to happen. You can still see it after she pies him in the face, especially when he walks away. I mean, I think he knows once he's been given the pie in the face that she's talking about her. let's get Catholic, everybody. As a very proud Catholic, I say this. This is one of the reasons why divorce should not be forbidden. There are just some couples that should not stay married. I am glad that it has come to the point where there are at least annulments. Damn, my ex hit me over the head with a frying pan. Would have preferred the pie in the face.
Is this Aid Edmondson?
Did he get hit over the head with a pan? Oh, in Bottom. I thought you meant by Jennifer Saunders. Christ. And that doesn't work anyway, because they didn't split up, did they? Or did they?
No, I was more suggesting that Rick Mayall was his other half. I love Rick Mayall.
Who doesn't? Flash my name! Flash my nature! Most satisfying and incredible ending of all time. The great acting by two masters is timeless, priceless, unbelievable, bravo, genius! I just stopped adding ands and just kept shouting. Best 10-minute stretch. Will, why don't you kick us off?
Oh, I mean, the pie scene. The pie scene's pretty. It's the pie scene for me.
The pie
it's
dinner, yeah.
Slow build of tension, and then you got Meryl just then going off on one, and then he's standing up. He's getting angrier and angrier, and then it's paid off with the. Oh, that's a great scene.
And I love the naive Catherine O'Hara all throughout this film. You know, Thelma Rice is having an affair. And she just has no idea. And then she even does it at this point where she's like, yeah, no, apparently Thelma Rice is having an affair. I'm not living in an old country house, by the way. I've just, if you hear wind, I'm not being haunted. It's just the wind.
Who's that behind you?
That is quite ominous, though, that corner, isn't it? The shadow.
It's terrifying. Yeah.
If somebody,
I don't like it.
Yeah. Now you're going to be looking at it the whole film.
Wait till we get to The Exorcist. We should start putting things in there.
All right, we need to get Becky in like to just sit in a bath in an old wedding dress and then come out and stand like in line with that mirror.
That mirror creeps me. I just don't do mirrors.
Is that the Miss Marple you don't read? The mirror cracked. Are you a vampire, Will? Is that why you don't do mirrors? Ooh.
Well, ooh.
Any other nominations for Best 10 Minute Stretch?
Ladies and gentlemen, Nora Ephron.
I loved working with Meryl Streep. First, I worked with her on Silkwood. Alice Arlen and I did a script for her. Meryl did Karen Silkwood and the Polish person and the Danish person, blah, blah, blah. But the true stretch, if I do say so, was playing me in Heartburn. I highly recommend having Meryl Streep play you. If your husband is cheating on you with a car hop, get Meryl to play you.
Ooh,
You will feel much better. If you get rear-ended in a parking lot, have Meryl Streep play you. If the dingo eats your baby, call Meryl. She plays all of us better than we play ourselves, although it's a little depressing knowing that if you went to audition to play yourself, you would lose out to her. Some days, when I'm having a hard day, I call up Meryl and she'll come and she'll step in for me. She's so good, people don't really notice. I call her at the end of the day and find out how I did, and inevitably, it's one of the best days I've ever had. You have no idea how much work goes into being as good as Meryl is, or for making it look as effortless as she makes it look, but I do. Because one night, While we were making Heartburn, I went into her trailer. She wasn't expecting me. She wasn't in costume, and she wasn't wearing makeup. She turned out to be a 63-year-old Asian woman named Chipak. So Chipak, tonight we honor you.
It'll be that, or when they first move into the sort of derelict house.
Oh, that's one of the best things about this film, I think, is that it doesn't start. It's a very intentional choice that Nora makes to show the highs instead of jumping us straight in with the lows. We get to see how marvelous this marriage was, you know, and obviously we do, and it's even more heartbreaking then when it goes kaput. Any other nominations, Will?
That might too. I like those bits. I think they got stretches.
Yeah. First 10 minutes. I love the first 10 minutes. The meeting at the wedding.
At the wedding.
Obviously, you've got the incredible Carly Simon song playing underneath for like 10 minutes. Do, 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 do. Have you added it to your Spotify yet, Will?
No.
I didn't even get halfway through watching the film the first time before I added it to my Spotify. I'm referring, of course, to Coming Around Again, not Itsy Bitsy Spider, kind of. However, I do like that Itsy Bitsy Spider. And, you know, I was a bit naive at first. I was like, first time I watched it, I was like, why are they doing Itsy Bitsy Spider? And then the person I was watching it with said, well, she's been washed out and now she's going up the spout again. She's climbing up again. I thought, genius. Nora Ephron, not the person I was watching it with. She was quite smart herself. I've got first 10. I've got the wedding. I love, you know me, I love a good wedding.
We do love a wedding.
We need to do, instead of a bonus TV ranking, we need to do best weddings in movies.
I mean, Love Actually is pretty good. It's just wasted.
No, I don't like that. That's another thing. That's another thing I don't like. I'm like, oh, get a grip. And he's like, all you need is love. And they all come up. I don't like it at all. It's very annoying to me. And I don't know what it is. Richard Curtis is a real tightrope for me. We've talked about this before. I don't know if it's come up on the show, but obviously Foreigners in a Funeral is great. Everything apart from the Andy McDowell scene. And the whole duck face thing at the end with the woman who they say looks like a duck, who's the Just Fingers woman from Sardines. Just Fingers. Oh, it's funny, we didn't hear anything. Have you got the babysitter? You need to seed the lie. But yeah, no, for me, Foreigners in a Funeral just completely falls flat because this duck-faced woman seems a lot nicer than Andy McDowell, and it makes Hugh Grant look horrible.
I think a lot of
people are better than Andy McDowell.
Yeah.
Andy McDowell is good in 2 movies, Groundhog Day and Sex, Lies and Videotape, and both of those would be better if somebody else was cast. Like, that is how bad she is. You know who's great? Margaret Qualley, her daughter, who's wonderful as Pussycat in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and who was marvellous in the television series Fosse Verdon as, not Lee Remick. Oh, I always forget her pissing name. She was in Annie, and she played herself in All That Jazz. I've got All That Jazz to hand here. Anne Reinking, that's it. Anne Reinking. All That Jazz is weird because it has a character in it called an actress in it called Leland Palmer, and that's obviously the guy from one of the people in Twin Peaks. Yeah, no, mad stuff. Where am I? Oh yeah, Spacey.
Enough for you, is it?
Every week you complain about the food. When's the last time you brought food?
Okay. Everybody, on the table. Money, jewelry, anything you got that I want. You hold anything back and I'll kill the lady just like this.
I always hated that picture.
Sidney, this is not the time to speak.
Come on, everything in this bag.
All right.
Oh, your turn, lady. Come on, the ring.
Get that ring off.
Come on.
My thing is swollen because I'll get it. Don't panic. I'm pulling it. Let me lick it. Wait, here. This does it every time. There,
Come on.
go.
Come on. Hand me the bag. Give me the bag.
Yeah, the Spacey robbery into the group therapy. Let's just look at this cast. This is just the cast for the group therapy scenes. Maureen Stapleton. Oh, why they've spaced them out? Why don't they have them all in a row? Mercedes Rule, Joanna Gleason. I mean, that's just... These are three excellent people, and they get little lines, and they just come in for a line. Great stuff. The Pie Dinner, and The Second Birth. I really like when Nicholson starts crying, because it's a touch of humanity.
It is.
I like multi-dimensional characters. Woo! and yeah, no, you can very easily the character could be a charming bastard, but I think he doesn't have much remorse because obviously he goes back to Thelma and he gets that birthday present, but it's that classic thing that you get all the time with adulterers. They just want everything. They would never leave the wonderful wife that they have because they love this woman and they love these children, but also they want more sex, and it's a matter of greed more than stupidity, I'd say. Well, it's stupid as well. Well, it depends how you look at it. What's the next category? I always forget after this. Me.
Well,
Oh, go on. What were you going to say?
You.
Yeah, me. Tom's weirdly specific favourite part of the film. I love Stockard Channing's intro, where she goes,
"Oh,
was that a big surprise? Had I told you that Stockard Channing's in this?"
Yeah, sorry. Stockard Channing. Let's just talk about Stockard Channing. She's
her
great
and her husband. Yeah, no, they're a great couple. All three of those couples are great. You've got Stockard Channing and her bearded man, who I do remember from things. Richard Masur, who's in Risky Business, that's it. And Clark, of course he is. Jesus, in The Thing. Then you've got Catherine O'Hara and Milos Forman, the director of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, for some reason acting in this film. And he does a wonderful job. I especially love the part where he goes, "I am pussy whipped." And no, he does a great great go at it. I just love how she becomes Meryl's friend. Also, I love that just throwaway line of dialogue that she has, where she says, "Well, when Arthur was having his little affair," of like, I get it. We don't need to have a monologue of, "You don't understand. I know exactly what you're going through. Arthur had an affair too." Really? I never thought Arthur. I know. I didn't think either. That's how good Nora Ephron is. She knows what is needed. She knows what is not. And then you get to Sleepless in Seattle. But anyway. I love the glass smash when the Hungarians come in and put the box down and you just hear all that smashing glass. It's great stuff. I love, actually, Itsy Bitsy Spider throughout this film. I love it when she's singing it to the kid. I obviously love it at the end when Carly Simon then comes in and sings it. Itsy Bitsy Spider. You can. That's on Spotify as well, and I listen to it a lot. I love Jack's preoccupation with socks.
Yes, that's a great little monologue.
Little monologue. The roses. I love when the roses come. And she thinks it's from Mark, but it's actually from Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife. Sorry for your loss. At the dinner where they're doing the list game, which I have in single minute, I love Thelma Rice is having an affair and watching Jack. And that's a great thing you'll be able to do on a rewatch, is watching Jack. Because you want to talk about best actors of our generations or whatever. Watch Jack in that Thelma Rice is having an affair initial scene.
He's a bit good, isn't he? He's
all right, isn't he? He's all right. It's like when we did the Glengarry Glen Ross Al Pacino monologue. Richard wrote the monologue for drama one time, and Phil, our teacher, just said, "It's Al Pacino's just very good, isn't he?" I thought, yeah, he is. It's pretty great. The realization at the haircut, just that slow zoom when she's having her haircut. I don't know what it is. This is another movie. Another trope I like is when people like keep wearing the same clothes. This came up on Election. Like, I love the swelling of the eye, and he's wearing the same dirty clothes, and like breakdowns. I love that Meryl gets to a point where she's in the shower, so she's all sweaty with the steam, and her hair's frazzled, and she's got her glasses
crazy
on.
hair.
It's manic, and yeah, I love that stuff. I love Jack at the fountain, where she walks, and then you've got the song comes in again. Every time this song comes in, it is in it an awful lot, and it shows how good it is that you never get bored of it. And then the Stockard funeral talk. What? I don't remember that. I love when little baby claps when she says, "Thank God I didn't tell everybody that she had the clap." Who is little Maisie Gummer, who is Meryl's real life daughter.
Oh, that's nice.
It is. And then I love the ring realization at the jewelers. Oh, good stuff. Will's more general favourite parts?
Hello. I love when they're showing them round, when they first move into the house and they're showing the friends round, and then they just open to like the back garden, and she just goes, "Ooh." And then that's followed by it's going to be beautiful, not necessarily in your lifetime.
Yeah.
That's great.
This is why we bought it. This fireplace, which looks terrific. I'll interrupt you. Why isn't Stockard Channing in more things? Why is it just Grease, this 6 degrees of separation? I mean, she did a lot of theatre work. She spent, but Stockard Channing should be in that great oeuvre that sort of craggy.
I'm not going to lie. I thought you were going to stop me to ask me a question about fireplaces, because that's more my expertise.
No, good God, no. You can continue. Not about fireplaces. Talk about.
Well, linking on to my nomination for best 10-minute stretch, like the whole, he goes full on Jack Nicholson from the smash of the box.
Oh,
and then he slowly starts unwinding.
Apparently, they don't have fucking doors either.
Hungarians don't have pronouns. That's my favourite line.
Did you know this? I didn't know that Hungarians don't have pronouns.
I didn't.
I thought it was just a bit of, well, not racist, but I thought this is a bit, he, no, she, and then I Googled it. Hungarians don't have pronouns. It's very, It's a
bit where he just has a, like, banging on the wall.
Yeah.
Like,
a bit of angry Jack.
Can't get from the kitchen into the rest of that. Oh, it's great. Great stuff.
He has a great, you can't handle the truth moment.
I love when she's having the cesarean section.
Who does?
What's the best cesarean section scene?
What's the best pregnancy? Let's rank them.
When she's counting down, and then she gets to like 97, and you think she's gone, and then she's like, "No pictures," and she goes back to. That's great.
Yeah.
I love the awkwardness of the Bellinis when he's they're at the picnic and they suddenly just snap at each other, and he's like,
"Bellinis."
That's great.
What's in a Bellini? I don't think I've ever had a Bellini. Well,
I believe
no, I have. It's peach, isn't it? Yeah. I have had a Bellini.
They're very nice. Yes.
A Bellini is a Jamie Oliver. Apparently, he has a Bellini's restaurant in Brighouse.
There you go. Oh, Brighouse.
Let's go. It's main alcohol is Prosecco. It is white peaches, 2 ounces of fresh peach puree. It's basically just peach juice and.
We have some sort of tablet things that if you put into a glass of Prosecco, it turns it into a Bellini.
Oh.
It's like a bath bomb, but a Bellini bath bomb. It's quite cool.
Do you like Chambord?
I do.
Who doesn't love Chambord?
Well, you know, I like any drinks.
Yes, this is we love booze. This will be our ranking of alcohols episode coming soon. Not really. Don't hold your breath. I was thinking though, for like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, is that we should both be drinking hard liquor.
What? And slowly
the episode gets more angry.
Unwind.
Yeah. Just good old fashioned rubbing alcohol for you then, Mark.
And then
yes,
at the end you offer me one last drink and I have to refuse.
So no.
Yeah. what a play. I love it when Jack's caught with his trousers down. Yes, yes. I love that.
That's the mirror of the wonderful manic Meryl is obviously Jack.
And he's like,
shit.
I know. Oh shit. And he's got his trousers down. I like that. I love the heartbreaking pause in that same scene when she's like, "Do you love her?" And he's like, and then that's...
just lie. Just say no. Even I know. just come on. I've never been in that situation, but even I know. You've got to admit to the sex, but you can lie about love. There's no way around sex. You can lie about love. I guess.
Let's go to the Oscar travesty.
Oh yeah, sorry, pardon me. I should have set it up.
Dude, don't apologise.
Don't apologise to me. I'm fine. It's taking a while to load, so let's do your favourite building or set first, please. Well,
I like the building, the derelict house.
Before they sort it out. Oh, I forgot. I've set up August Osage County. Spoilers for upcoming episodes. Give me a second. The derelict building. Before or after they? You
know what? I quite like it before. There's something about derelict buildings. Because obviously I'm an architect, and it's just the potential for. That's what I want to do. I want to find an old barn or decrepit building and do it up as a project. I love that.
Like George and Mary.
Yeah.
Oh, what a film! What a scene! When he does up the barn for her. Oh no, she goes there first, don't they, for their anniversary? For their wedding night. Oh, and they've got the chicken on the fire.
Oh.
And the rain's coming in.
Yes, I would say less rain. But I like a derelict house, but when it gets to that point of leakiness, it's just not romantic anymore. It's annoying.
It too far.
Too much. Sorry, Mary. I'm not going to show any affection until we get that bloody leak sorted.
They're very lucky that they've got that bedroom and that it's nice and like that is somehow not affected by rain. They did quite well.
You think about it, It's a Wonderful Life is a very wet film because you've got the whole pool scene.
Oh yes,
and you've got him jumping into the river.
Yes,
it's a very wet movie.
I mean, jumping into the what? What other wetness is there? There's the whole rain when the bank closed, when the building and loans. That's all rain filled.
You could count the tears.
You could count the tears. Yes, and then the wonderful. What's the best tears in? It's all right. We don't. What's the best tears in It's a Wonderful Life?
It's that closing scene when he sees his family again.
Or is it when he's at the bar and he's like, and he's biting them away? We can stop. We can stop. We're ready. We're ready now. This is an Oscars that will be coming up again soon enough in Woody fortnight or whatever. Platoon was the big winner. Hannah and Her Sisters. No nomination for Heartburn. Oh, I'll just ruin this now. No nominations for Heartburn at all.
Oh, well, that is an Oscar travesty.
It is an Oscar travesty. I'd probably... The Mission is good. Maybe this is the year to skip Mikey. It pains me to say, it's not the year to skip Meryl. I mean, or is it? Ooh, I've not seen this. This looks good. An American crime story neo-noir mystery directed by Sidney Lumet, Jane Fonda, and Jeff Bridges and Raul Julia.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Get rid of Michael Caine?
No, you're gonna love Michael Caine, her and her sisters. Well, no, would Jack be nominated for support? He'd have to be nominated for supporting, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Tom Berenger in Platoon. He's not as good as Willem Dafoe.
No, Willem Dafoe's, yeah.
Willem Dafoe's great. I mean, I love Denholm Elliott, especially in Trading Places. Dennis Hopper, this is not the performance for Dennis Hopper this year. Hoosiers, how can you nominate him for Hoosiers when he was in
great band
Blue Velvet this year? That's the nomination you give him. Frank, the wonderful Marley Matlin, a real life death actress, won for Children of a Lesser God.
Sigourney Weaver for Aliens.
I know.
Oh,
this is like
get your act together.
No, she's very good. She's
great,
good.
but that's not an Oscar performance.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I've always liked this nomination because it's not an Oscar. Like, I always like, one of my favorite best supporting actors is Kevin Kline in A Fish Called Wanda, because you just look at the degree of difficulty of getting a nomination, never mind winning on a comedy for a comedy film. What's her name? Double M. Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids. Her getting nominated for Best Supporting Actress, I was like, oh, good on her.
Yeah.
I'd give Meryl. I don't know who I'm bumping. I love Kathleen Turner, but is she that good in Peggy Sue's Got Married?
Peggy Sue.
Peggy Sue. Pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, Peggy. That's the thing I like. When singers do multiple songs about the same woman. So I love Peggy Sue, and then I love the song Peggy Sue Got Married. I love all the Kathys in Simon and Garfunkel songs. I mean, that's because Paul Simon actually had a Kathy. Yeah. I think, they're the only two examples I can think of.
I love it when all of these...
I love it when these two people... Yes. I think Bruce has one, and I can't remember it now, and I'm kicking myself. Best screenplay written directly for the screen. I'm not
Crocodile Dundee.
Jesus Christ. Hannah and Her Sisters is the winner. Good. But, I mean, not Crocodile Pissing Dundee. What's that about? Crocodile Pissing Dundee? You having a laugh?
Having a laugh?
You having a laugh? Is he having a laugh? Is he having a laugh? Oh, wait a minute. No, it wouldn't have been directly for the screen. It would have been based on material because it's based on her book. So...
That's a spoiler for Book Corner, Tom.
What, that it's based on a book?
Yeah.
It's a pretty faithful adaptation. She did it herself. Room with a View, I haven't seen. It's one of those Ivory movies. I guess. Stand By Me, though. That's excellent. Colour of Money is great. But get Heartburn in there. Get Heartburn. This is the problem. That we always say get Heartburn in there. Or we don't always say get Heartburn in there. But it's hard when they're so stacked. That's the problem. That's the problem we face.
It sure is.
Best single minute Wilhelm. Oh, I'll start this one. I'll start. Oh. Stop.
Okay.
You take 10, I'll take single. I love the baby songs. I love the singing of the baby songs into the singing of "My Bible would be strong and as tall as a tree."
That's my favourite. That's my best single minute.
Specifically when he comes in the morning after.
Yeah,
and he goes,
he bursts into the room.
What if he was a girl?
Was a girl.
Oh, steal it!
It combines my three favourite things: Jack Nicholson, pizza, and soliloquy from Carousel.
And do you know why it's specifically soliloquy?
No.
Because Nora Ephron's mum and dad were screenwriters, and they helped with the adaptation of Carousel.
Oh, great. With his head held high. Oh, it's great. That's what's my change. Do the whole
of Carousel.
12 minutes.
Yeah.
The whole of Carousel.
Yeah, just in the middle of this. I could see maybe a younger Jack. What are Jack's singing chops? This has never really.
I think Jack's sort of like a Herod. I that sort of role.
I guess.
I think he'd be a good Herod.
Better than Chris Moyles. What if that tour of Jesus Christ Superstar was, what's he called? Ben Foster, Mel C.
I don't like Ben Foster as Jesus.
No, he doesn't. That note is terrible. That note's terrible anyway.
Tim Minchin is fantastic.
Tim Minchin's excellent.
Effortless.
But yeah, what if it was Tim Minchin, Mel C, Ben Foster, and Jack Nicholson? Jack, what are you doing in this touring production? Well, I just like Jesus. For me, I'll never meet Ted Neely. He's dead. But you'll never beat Ted Neely and Clive Johnson. I'm sorry.
Rick Mayall as Herod. That's a good one.
That's good. No, I'm not talking about Herod. I think the Herod in my favorite adaptation of Jesus Christ Superstar is the film, the 1970s Ted Neely, Norman Jewison directed. Do you know the famous Norman Jewison story? Why they hired him for? I don't want to ruin the punchline. I say it's a punchline, but it's a real thing. Is that they hired him to direct another film, thinking that he was Jewish, and he actually isn't. His name's just Norman Jewison, and that film was Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, great!
Yeah, no,
great film.
And then he directed. The film of Jesus Christ Superstar, which I very much enjoy. It does have a touch of Evita problem, where I don't think it's as big of a problem with Evita, but as it goes on, it gets very depressing, and like the second act of Evita, it's more noticeable when you go see it. But like the second act of Evita.
Well, no, yeah. Act
rough.
1, you've got Buenos Aires, you've got all of these big numbers, and then you've got Act 2. You must love me. When she just collapses on the floor.
But she's a diamond, and yeah, even Waltz for Che and Ava. You're all.
Oh, she collapses at the end of that.
They're happy. So if I'm going to go on your high horse, and then suddenly, what's the point of the strongest heart in a body that's falling apart? I do have to say, she had some terrible opinions, like, when she left me. But my ex-girlfriend was correct in saying that that is the saddest line in all of Evita. What's the good of the strongest heart in a body that's falling apart? Yeah. Heartburn!
So we could talk about Evita all day.
We could talk about Evita all day. Do you... Yeah. Because obviously the way to talk about Evita all day is to do the film. Do you really hate Madonna that much?
Yeah.
Do you just not like the film at all? I think the film is in my top 5 adaptations of all time.
I think the film's wonderful. Mm. Antonio Banderas is
exceptional.
The second greatest Shay of all time.
David Essex.
Oh, what a circus.
Hold me close, don't let me go.
I really like. Yeah.
Living la vida loca. Ricky Martin, yeah.
Ricky Martin's great as Shay. He's great. Apart from when he gets Money Kept Rolling In wrong live at the Tonys.
Oh. Does he do
Ricky.
that? Rolling. Does he do that?
Yeah. Oh, he does very well. It's just, it's like it changes time signature. It's like rolling on in. It changes each time.
Rolling on in. Rolling on in.
He shoots his load too early.
Well, yes, because in the film they don't slow down the middle one, do they? They don't slow down. Which is the verse? Probably it's the ticket one.
Would you like to buy a college education?
And in the show it's slowed down, but in the film it keeps.
Would you like to buy?
Yeah, that's not the point, my friends. When our car keeps rolling in, you don't keep books. That's my favourite bandana. You don't keep books.
The best bit is when he goes, "Whoppa!" even though the word is Ava. He meant to go, Ava! It just goes, Whoppa!
We had a family movie night, and so the film finished about 10ish or whatever, and then we just turned the Blu-ray player off, and Sky Movies was on, and it was Evita, and it was rolling on in. Money, I know it's called Money Kept Rolling In. Don't comment. Not that anybody does, but and then. It was on, and it was Eva. It's kicking water about, and then me and my mum just ended up watching the rest of the film.
That's one of the most enjoyable experiences I've ever had on stage. Is doing the dance break when it kept rolling in with the whole. Oh, it's so much fun.
You can't beat. Well, you know what? I'm going to ruin a few fun facts for you, Will. This film was shooting for about 2 weeks. With somebody else in the role of Mark Foreman before they changed it to Jack Nicholson. And that person was the original Che, Mandy Patinkin.
There you go.
There's a few fun facts. And we go full circle. Heartburn.
I thought you were going to say Elaine Page and Jack Nicholson.
Elaine Page and David Essex were the original cast for... Well, no, they're going all the way back. Julie Covington and Colm Wilkinson star in Heartburn.
It's a spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and was the spider hard.
That was all right, wasn't it? That was a pretty good Colm Wilkinson.
It's a very good Colm Wilkinson.
Lord, what my
Sorry, I'm seeing our subscriber count go down. Best single minute. The baby songs, the birth. I love the list game. This is a game that we need to play. It was an and then when Milos Forman does his driver's license. Let's have birth. Fleeing. I've just put fleeing when she disappears in the night. Paranoia montage and dinner comments when she's with Stockard Channing and she's like, yeah, no, everything's fine. And then it just cuts to checking through the folders, checking through the phone book. And that's sort of the point where you go, you can never go back. Rough stuff. They're my single minutes. Yourself?
There's only one for me, and it's soliloquy. That got me. I'm like, hold on a minute. Jack Nicholson singing soliloquy.
This is your Shirley MacLaine singing "I'm Still Here" in Postcards from the Edge. Like the perfect combination. Best line. Take it away, Rob.
Hungarians don't have pronouns. Apparently, they don't have fucking doors either. That's great. I like that. I like my top phrase is that it's going to be beautiful, not necessarily in your lifetime. I like that little side comment. And I love 50% of all marriages end in divorce, not second marriages. 40% of marriage, second marriage. That's
just
great.
That she knows.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? He has cancer. Bullshit. Bullshit, Mark. It's bullshit. People don't lie about things like that. Contractors lie about everything. What did he say? I have cancer? Exactly. Well, he probably meant that he has cancer.
You dirty little...
You dirty like a bastard. He has an unlisted address. What are you talking about? Oh, well, it's the latest thing. What kind of person has an unlisted address? I'll tell you what kind of person. The kind of person that doesn't want to be dead. The kind of people that are trying to kill all the time. What are you angry at me for? I'm not angry at you. Then what are you shouting at me for? Because you're the only one that's here. Some good stuff. Yeah, there's no, apparently they don't have freaking doors either. My wife's name was Kimberly, one of the first Kimberleys. My husband had hamsters. Me too. I mean, it's just that great Nora Ephron, wonderful dialogue that you know we know so well. This is my second favorite Nora Ephron film.
What's your favorite song?
Yeah, When I But for me, it definitely goes When I Met Sally. This Sleepless in Seattle. You love Julie and Julia, don't you, as a cook?
I really do like Julie and Julia.
So where would you put that in your Nora Ephron? Because that's obviously
above Sleepless in Seattle.
Above Heartburn now?
No, I do like Heartburn better than Julie, but I have there's a special place in my heart for Julie and Julia. As a fan of cooking,
and as a fan of Amy. Yes.
And Stanley Tucci.
And Stanley Tucci. The Tucci is loose in that film. What's the change?
Okay, I've got two.
Okay.
Loud chewing, the wedding breakfast. That's annoying.
Oh.
when she's like, I don't believe in marriage, and he's just like, chew with your mouth closed, Jack. But it's at the wedding, and there's that little conversation between the two waiters, and it's just really, it's really bad improv.
I don't. Oh, I considered that for something.
It's bad. I just hate it. I love improv, but when you can tell it's improv and it's bad.
See. I didn't think that was improv at all. That to me sounded just like a Nora Ephron witticism. Of like,
but no, it's the points where you've got them overlapping each other and cutting each other off, and the conversation jars. You're like, no, that's a bad ad lib. You're a bad actor. You wrote a bad song, Steve.
Yeah, I've got Meryl's fuck when she goes when Jack says be more angry, and she goes, where the fuck are you? I don't think that joke works because I don't think I don't know. The TV show, when she watches the TV show
and it's about her life.
I don't like that. I do like the second one where she keeps flicking and it's like affair and can you trust
that
people?
That
works. I don't like the whole John Houseman or whoever it's supposed to be.
Is she eating rice? What is she eating? That really annoyed me. Eat something. If you're gonna eat out of a pan, have some like mac and cheese. It just looks like rice. Like really badly like overcooked
rice. Anything left from Will's notes?
Anything left? I think that's it.
Tom's notes. We talked about Carly Simon. Where does Coming Around Again fit into your Carly Simon ranking?
I mean, nothing beats Bond.
Yeah, I think nobody does it better. It's going to have to be You're So Vain at 2. And then number 3, Coming Around Again. Is chicken dark meat?
Right, here we go. But you don't even like dark meat. Why do you? That's a great conversation.
It is great, but is chicken dark meat? This confused me.
This is Tom's big question. Right. Well, as a self-professed cook, I am a cook. Chicken. So you've got the breast.
Good evening. In our last episode, Rachel discovered that her husband, Mark, is in love with another woman, the tall, infamous Thelma, and she has left him. taken their tiny, tiny child and gone to her father's apartment in New York. There, pregnant, penniless, and alone, she has been waiting, hoping against hope as the hours tick by without a phone call. Finally, realizing that if there is no phone call the first day, there probably won't be one, or perhaps there will be one, but a day later, Rachel closes her weary eyes and sobs herself to sleep.
That's like all the white meat, but I think the wings are dark meat. You know, like when you have chicken wings and it's like slightly darker. Yeah, I think the wings and legs are dark meat, which are the tasty bits. Like whenever I have a roast, I always say, "Oh, I'll have a wing and a leg," because they're the really tasty bits.
Like Goodfellas. Hey, there's a wing. Hey, there's a leg. That's good stuff.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Rain washed the spider out, and up came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Again? Yeah. Itsy bitsy spider.
Yeah, that confused me a little, threw me for a loop. We finally got an example of what I was trying to talk to you the other night, and I couldn't think of any examples. I was trying to describe how much I enjoy when people like play the song in the context of the film, and then you notice it and it's in the background. And there's a prime example in the saxophone player in this film playing Coming Around Again. In this film, and then I was like, alternate ending corner. There isn't one. A few fun facts.
There we go.
Yeah, I've already told you the Mandy Patinkin, the Mandy Patinkin. The movie doesn't make this explicit, but in real life, screenwriter Nora Ephron had been so upset by her husband's infidelity that she went into labour prematurely. Eek. Patinkin was originally cast but was replaced by Nicholson after 2 days of shooting when the producer and director Mike Nichols realised that there was no chemistry between Patinkin and Streep. The movie was based on Nora Ephron's real-life marriage to and divorce from Carl Bernstein and the birth of their 2 sons. The woman with whom Bernstein had an affair was Margaret J., who was the wife of the British ambassador to the United States and daughter of British Prime Minister James Callaghan.
A very fun fact.
A very fun fact. I like that we know these things. It's not like it's based on her famous affair with blank and blank. I like that we know this time. The word back in the day, according to John Danziger at digitallyobsessed.com, the word back in the day was that Patinkin was originally slated to play the role of Mark Foreman, but somehow got tainted by too much contact with Bernstein, on whom the character was based, and wanted to make the character more likeable. Nichols quickly snuffed that out and brought in a last-minute replacement, his leading man from Carnal Knowledge, Jack Nicholson, and his future leading man in the brilliant movie Wolf, where he becomes a werewolf and is married to Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, what?
Werewolf.
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 Ooh, okay.
Werewolf. Werewolf. Werewolf.
Werewolf.
Werewolf.
Okay. Finish the movie title.
American Werewolf in London.
And I love how you go to American Werewolf in London, and I go to Wallace and Gromit and the Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Were-Rabbit.
The Were-Rabbit?
Were-Rabbit.
Oh, it sounds like
is this an American thing? Is
Georgie
this like
Pet?
We have it. Is this an American-British thing, or is this just like an everybody thing where they vary?
It's just how the word is pronounced, Tom. That's what I think. You're suffering. I mean, I don't think your speech impediment ever went away.
The cake. The plane, the cake. This was originally intended to reunite Sophie's Choice stars Meryl Streep and Kevin Kline. Can you see that? I can see that. I mean, it's hard when you've got Jack and he's so perfect in this role.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Kevin Kline can do no wrong. Carl Bernstein once said of his marriage breakup with Nora Ephron, "Nora and I both have always had a policy of keeping our private life out of the public eye."
Yeah.
Change the names. Obviously, Milos Forman directed Nicholson in Cuckoo's Nest 9 years prior. And then...
Yeah, but he also directed Hair. So
he also directed Amadeus.
Oh yeah, which is great. But
and also I don't mind Hair.
I really don't like it.
I don't mind the movie Hair at all. I like Amadeus. I like People versus Larry Flint. What else? Cuckoo, obviously. Oh, that's it. That's it, really. Unless the People versus Larry Flint's good. I'm yet to watch Man on the Moon, but I'm excited for it. The Andy Kaufman movie. Ragtime. He made a movie of that. Starring Brad Dourif. What's next, Will?
What is next?
Tom's big question.
Yeah.
Did they miss any baby songs? Baby love, my baby love. Obviously, it's 1986. Baby, 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 I love you. Ain't no doubt about it. Baby, I love you.
You've got Sexual Healing. Ooh, baby, let's get that.
Jesus Christ. That makes it more sexual. What's happening with Jeff Daniels in this movie?
Oh, again, here we go.
Is he a gay best friend or is he in love with
her? No, but he gives her a massage.
Massive kiss.
In a very, yeah.
Maybe I'm being stereotypical, and maybe it's because I've heard Jeff Daniels' as normal voice, but this is he is slightly more effeminate in this role. And I'm not one to stereotype, but he gives off an air of being a gay best friend. But then you've got the scene where he's like, you can always stay here, and they have that kiss. So what's happening there? I mean, I love Jeff Daniels. You don't. But then also, the way she's gossiping with him at the wedding is a sort of gay best friend thing. I'm not saying that women can't be friends with men who aren't gay, but if we're going full stereotypical, every interaction that they share is a gal pal sort of thing. And then you've got that kiss. So what's happening? What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things that's meant to be ambiguous.
Yeah, I guess. Speaking of Stanley Tucci ambiguity, there was a whole 10-minute plot with Stanley Tucci that was cut where she has sex with somebody after the marriage, and that person is Stanley Tucci.
Oh.
Like that she gets,
And then she suddenly grows 5 foot and gets into cooking.
Oh, I'm the chicken.
Oh, today we made. I love it. It's a great movie.
Synopsis of a sequel. What happens after this film?
I think it's a great example of one of those. It's just a marriage that wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. And then she gets on the plane and she goes off and writes Banana Sally.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. Closing line Hall of Fame. We've got 2 options. I didn't know how to do it. You can either have, by the way, I won't be able to make the party for Thelma. you can have her singing Itsy Bitsy Spider, and then you can have the baby going again, and then Meryl going yes.
I do like, by the way, because it's a perfect closing line for that whole build up to the pie in the face.
It is wonderful. She's singing Itsy Bitsy Spider very loud for a plane. I would be remarkably annoyed if I was
concerned.
Itsy Bitsy. She's very loud. She's not considerate. Meryl Streep, famously an inconsiderate person. Will, this was your first time with Heartburn. This is our second Meryl film. Any final thoughts?
Great rewatchability.
Yes.
This will go. Yeah, I think I will watch this one many a time to come.
See, this is wonderful, Will. I love the fact that I'm giving you so many new films for your library.
And I can't wait for you to watch Chicken
Run. Yeah. I have seen Chicken Run as a child, but I haven't seen it since. Maybe in the years.
You haven't seen About Time.
I haven't seen About Time. This is true. So
Which
maybe
is very exciting.
I did. I'm gambling big. I bought the Blu-ray, not the DVD.
Oh, I mean
that's
not gambling for you. You purposely get rid of all of your DVDs for Blu-rays.
No, but I don't get rid of the DVDs. I still have the DVDs.
Do you know?
There are some. Oh, this is very boring. I was considering getting lots of plastic wallets and then putting just the DVD into then the Blu-ray case. But plastic wallets are too big for most Blu-ray cases. Oh, sorry, I'm seeing as subscriber count going down again. Yeah, that's the sort of boring life I lead. Still single, everybody. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I've got rumor has it to hand. I've got look at this. Who needs a partner when you've got Blu-rays? You're always peace. Who needs when you've got Blu-rays?
And next week we'll be doing Postcards from the Edge.
Not even next week, Will. Later in this week.
Because it is, of course, Meryl Mania fortnight.
Meryl Mania fortnight. Yes. What a wonderful film. I hope you enjoy it, Will. I think you will. We'll have a look behind the curtain. Will has now seen Postcards from the Edge and recorded the episode. We did them out of order due to a scheduling problem. So yeah, what do you? Are you excited for Postcards from the Edge, Will?
I can't wait.
I'm sure you're gonna love it. Wonderful stuff. Will, auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Clearly doesn't like the German language.
Dabba 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 da da ba 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 ba.